Hello everyone, and today we're going to be having a look at the Live Twins archetype, a very simple archetype that was recommended to me by someone in the comments to put a video up of. So I've been spending the last little while learning the deck, testing out a bunch of different variations of it, and this is the version that we have ended up settling on. Now, again, like normal, detailed deck breakdown is going to be at the end of the video, but as a rough sort of idea, all you really need to see in your hand for full combo is any one of these two monsters, either the blue twin or the blue twin or the pink twin, and then one of your extenders. You're playing 5 extenders, the smaller twins, and then the parallel exceed. You also have secret password and snitch, which will basically help search out your monsters as well. So it's very, very consistent. That's why we're not playing too many extenders. So we're maximizing on the amount of room we can play for tech cards. So yeah, very, very straightforward deck. The detailed breakdown of the combo routes and things will be at the end. We will be discussing them as we go through the gameplay as well. So stick around for that and do watch the gameplay because it does detail a lot of the unique interactions that this deck has with a lot of other ones in the metagame. So do pay attention. But yeah, I'm not going to waste too much time on this here because we will be covering it at the end. So what I will say is, if you do like what you're seeing here, if you like anything else that's going on the channel, do leave your comments, leave recommendations, decks you would like to see, types of content you would like to see, live games, viewer games, things like that. By all means, subscribe while you're down there. If you do like Duel or any other sort of content that we're doing here, why not subscribe? It's completely free and you get to see more content that you enjoy. And the last wee bit, as announced in the last video, we do now officially have a Discord server up and running. It is very small at the minute, but it is going to be the best way to, one, contact me directly if you want to get help with deck building, if you want to contact other people with help for deck building, if you want to organize duel rooms with myself or other people. It's going to be a fantastic way of doing that. We can get some viewer games going. That will be a whole lot of fun. So do bear that in mind and do jump into the Discord if you want. I will log into it at least once or twice a day. I know I spend a lot of time at work, but whenever I'm off of work, I'll usually be on that Discord server or recording videos. So do pop in whenever you want. But yeah, that being said, we're going to jump straight into game number 1. We're going to show off a couple of good games for, you know, good turn 1s, good turn 2s, follow-ups, and sort of what the deck can do then. So let's get into game number 1. Alright, game number 1 here. We are going first, so we're going to open up with Pot of Desires. Again, you're playing a whole bunch of interruption based cards. You don't mind really Desires. You're not going to banish all your combo pieces. There's no way in hell. We're going to use Secret Password to grab Snitch. Snitch is going to grab one of our 2 key twins, and this is it. Full combo. That's all you need. So our blue twin, whenever they're normal summoned, so the reason you're looking for one of those 2 core twins is whenever they're normal summoned, they'll basically summon the other one from the deck, and the smaller twins, if you control the one of the opposite color, you special summon it for free. So super easy and flexible engine. So you're going to link summon then into Link Disable with one and Link Devotee with the other. That's a really cool combo between these. Disable will tribute Devotee to add a card to hand, shuffle one back to deck. Devotee will summon 2 tokens to your field, and that's very important because you can use those 2 tokens for IP Mask Arena, which is going to be how you summon your big boss monster, really. So you're going to use your remaining 2 to go into one of your evil twins, whichever one you have left up in the field. Then you're going to resummon the opposite color from the graveyard. So the evil twins, the link monsters, will basically resummon any twin of the opposite color from the graveyard. So we summoned blue, blue resummoned the small pink one from grave, and then we link summon into the big pink one. So what is this board? The evil twins, whenever the 2 link monsters are summoned from the graveyard by the effect of the other, they get an effect. So if the blue one is summoned by the effect of the pink one, it will destroy a card on the field. If pink is summoned by blue, you get to draw a card. So what do we have in the field? We have a quick link summon on our opponent's turn into any of our link 4s, and we have a pop 1, draw 1. Very powerful. We also have Imperm, Forbidden Droplet. We are all kinds of set. We have an amazing board here. We even have Fusion Destiny for follow-up next turn if it's required. Secret Snitch as well is going to give us 200 life and cost him 200 life every time he summons a monster. We're going to use our Imperm here to negate the Tour Guide from the Underworld. We don't really know what deck he's playing because that can be played in all kinds of decks. So we don't really want to run the risk of that. We go to resummon our blue from the graveyard because he went to end his main phase. So he then chains to that Call by the Grave to banish the blue twin from the graveyard to stop our effect. In response to that, we're going to link our way with our Mask Arena. We didn't really need to chain that, but we thought we might as well. We didn't want to doing anything else fancy. any sort of spell speed 1 effects that may potentially mess things up. So we're just going to go in the Avramax, we'll resummon back the Blue Twin, and we'll pass. This is where Fusion Destiny comes in. Fusion Destiny, everyone knows what it does. It summons the Phoenix Enforcer, right? The Phoenix Enforcer is busted. We're going to use its effect. He's going to chain Crackdown to the Phoenix Enforcer, which is a questionable play at best, because we still get to resolve the effect. So we're going to pop our monster, we're going to pop the remaining face down, because we know we can just swing into DPE to destroy it, to then bring it back to our field next turn. We're under no pressures here. We couldn't have gone for lethal, so we don't even care about that. I'm going to use Secret Password to grab Snitch. Snitch is going to grab another Evil Twin. Now, the Evil Twins are only really full combo if you don't control any other monsters. That's why we didn't do any summoning or anything that turn. We didn't want to trigger anything unnecessary. We could technically have gone into another Link monster, I know, but it wasn't necessary. He's going to Harpy Feather Duster our back row. Lilith Lady of Lament is going to tribute that Tour Guide to grab a trap card from the deck, and clearly it wasn't the trap card he was hoping for because he scoops it up. So yeah, that shows again the power versatility of the deck. Not everyone's going to look at that M board that you had there with the Pink Twin and the Masquerena and think of how brutally powerful that is, because you can summon out a plethora of different monsters off of that, and then you have amazing follow-ups then as well. So why do we summon Avramax there? Avramax, when summoned off the effect of IP Masquerena, has to be one of my favorite boss monsters in the whole game. Can't be targeted by card effects, can't be destroyed by card effects, basically can't be destroyed by battle because it will gain the attack points of any monster it battles. As long as it's special summoned, but who's normal summoning a 3k beater? And if they do, by some act of God, manage to get rid of him, he then spins a card from their field back into the deck, non-targeting with no additional cost, which is amazing. Avramax is definitely one of my favorite boss monsters. An alternative one there that we do play in the deck is Abomination. An Abomination that can't be destroyed by card effects sounds pretty damn strong. So bear that in mind. It's completely up to you at that point which one you want to play. But those two, in my opinion, are definitely two of the most powerful. So yeah, that's the full combo going first with the Link, Disciple and Devotee combo. If that was a lot to take in, don't worry about it. We're covering it at the end. So let's get into game number 2. Alright, game number 2 here. We do have a pretty decent hand as well here. Pot of Desires, an amazing card in this particular deck. We draw into Crossout and Call by the Grave, which is amazing, especially going first. It adds a lot of protection to your hand. Now this is going to be the demonstration of a suboptimal combo, so we're going to normal summon out the Blue Twin to grab the Pink Twin from deck. Now we don't have an extender, but that's fine. We're still able to go into the Pink Twin. Pink Twin will revive Blue. Blue plus Pink gives us Blue. Blue will resummon Pink from Graveyard. Now we do make a small misplay here. As I said, we were still learning the deck. What we should have done here at the end is we should have used these two to go into a third Pink Twin. The reason being, we want the blue one in the graveyard to be resummonable off of our pink. Small misplay on our part, but ultimately still a pretty decent board. It shows you what you can do with just one of the live twins. The extenders, while cool, are definitely not necessary to get some sort of play going. So you essentially have 12 one-card starters, which is amazing. He's going to go here for Magical Meltdown, so we're playing against some form of Invoked deck, which is going to be very powerful. He normal summons the Invoker, and we're going to negate that with Imperm. The last thing we want is to get a Macabre on our opponent's side of the field. It would be very dangerous, considering it banishes whatever it negates, and we really sort of need our recursion. Our opponent goes for Fusion Destiny here, and here we have one of the funniest interactions with Crossout. Because we also play Fusion Destiny, we're able to use Crossout Designator to negate Fusion Destiny, which is amazing. It's not even an application of the card I have thought of at the time, but again, it's an application nonetheless, so do bear that in mind, especially with the ubiquity of Fusion Destiny in the current metagame. But yeah, again, super simple, super straightforward. The point of this game, I know it's very, very short, but it was just to show you that even if you only draw one of the core twins, which you're basically running 12 copies of, you know, 6 of the actual twins and then 6 search cards, even if you draw just one of the twins with no extenders, you're still able to set up your live twin plays. You're still able to have a somewhat decent board, generating a decent amount of card advantage at the very least, and you'll normally have 2-3 tech cards to play around with as well. So yeah, straightforward game number 2. Then we're going to get into game number 3, which is a bit of a slower one, but it's definitely pretty interesting. So let's get in there. Okay, game number 3 here, and we're actually going second in this game. Now, the first turn here is a bit slow and questionable, so let me just give this a bit of context. We're playing against Exo Sisters. Exo Sisters are basically a hard counter to this deck. So what they basically do is whenever your opponent attempts to manipulate the graveyard, you can quick exceed summon into something like your Mikalis, which is going to get banishing cards. So we're going to preemptively negate this with the droplet so we can get summoning from the graveyard. Otherwise, this deck does nothing. During testing when I was putting this deck together, we did get beat by Exo Sisters a few times, so we sort of knew to play around it a little bit. We're going to go into some of our link plays. The reason I wasn't commentating is because we're going to get Nibiru, so it doesn't even matter. We're going to activate Maxi in response to Nibiru just to try and get a draw 2 off of it. It's better than nothing. Our opponent doesn't seem to have a lot of plays, so it's probably better value to get it going now. We're going to set our cross out and pass. Our token is tiny, so it's not even going to act as a good wall. He normal summons out the Irene and he activates Pax. What Pax would basically do is it either adds a Exo Sister to hand, or if you control one, if you add one listed in its description, you can summon it. So if he had a search for Sophia, he could have summoned Sophia. So he's going to swing in, take out the token, swing for 400 of Irene. We don't really care about that. So we are going to draw 1. We drew Pot of Desires, amazing card. It does sort of conflict a little bit with the DPE engine, but honestly, it's just worth it. We're going to activate Secret Password. Password is going to grab Snitch. Snitch is going to grab our Extender, and we have full combo just like that. We normal summon out the Blue Twin, special the Pink Twin. We're going to go into our Pink Evil Twin here. We're going to swing into the Irene because we want to stop it before it can get Exceed Summoning. He goes to Droplet us, but we don't care about Droplet because we've got Cross Out. Cross Out negating the Droplet is amazing as well because Droplet's such a powerful card. I love Cross-Out Designator in this deck. I love Droplet in this deck. It's amazing. We're going to re-summon out the Blue Twin. Blue Twin gets popping. We're going to summon out our Extender to go in the name our Unicorn. And our opponent realizes that this is pretty much game. So what were we going to do there? We had all kinds of extension. We were going to re-summon the Pink Twin to draw an additional card. Blue Twin plus our Unicorn gives us a Link Force. That would have been our Abomination or our Avramax. Probably Abomination. I like saving Avramax for the Masquerena play. So we would have had the Unchained Abomination to pop 3 cards per turn. And we would have had our Pink Twin, which would have resummoned to pop a 4th card. It's like we had so much destruction on our field there. And it was all being protected. We also had Caught by the Grave. So that was amazing. It shows the resilience of the deck. So it does. We're just playing from the graveyard, recycling our resources, powering through interruptions, and beating one of our most direct counters. So yeah, that was the Exo Sister matchup. Not an amazing top tier meta deck, but it is a direct counter to us. And we're playing Live Twins. Live Twins is not a top tier deck. It is simply not. It is a rogue level competitive deck, I would say. After playing it for a little while, I would be confident in saying I would say this is a decent rogue deck. You can definitely compete, especially in Platinum with this. I feel like this deck would excel in Platinum. It may be able to push up the Diamond, to be honest. It does seem very, very strong. It's a bit difficult to pilot at higher skill caps, and I'm still learning myself. I've only recently picked it up, so expect to see re-uploads of this whenever we get the strategy a little bit more refined, or if we have any big breakthroughs with it, or even new support. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, and we're going to get into game number 4, which is definitely a much more interesting game, and this is going to be the best game of the video, hands down. So let's get into game number 4. Alright, game 4, what have we got? We've got Password, we've got Snitch. You don't really like seeing both in hand because Password only really searches for Snitch. They're going to go for Maxi off the bat here. Looking at our hand, we don't have room for an Extender, and you know what? I don't feel like taking the Maxi challenge here. We're going to use our Password to grab another Snitch for next turn, so we can guarantee full combo on the following turn. So we're going to get in here to our opponent's turn. There's no point in playing the Maxi challenge. You aren't going to lose. Just pass. We had a little bit of interruption in hand. We go to Maxi to draw more interruption, but unfortunately we get Gamut. So this hand went from pretty good to pretty not so good very quickly. He's going to summon out Gamma and the Cypherem Driver here. The Snitch is going to get wiped out, but we don't care about that. Planet Pathfinder is going to come out. It's going to search his deck for the Numeron network. Of course we're playing against Numerons. Why wouldn't we be? And luckily we don't have any monsters on board, so we're not at risk of an immediate lethal play. He's going to swing in here for 3,500 damage. He's going to go into Cyframe Lord Omega, and the reason he's going into Omega is because he can banish it off of the field to snipe a card from our hands, which now means he controls no monsters, which means the gates hit the field. His battle phase has passed, so he is going to link summon all of those into a 4 negate Apollousa. We're going to try our luck here with an Effect Veiler, and it goes through. If you hit Apollousa with Effect Veiler, all of its attack points are gone. It is now useless. So we hit the right target there. Unfortunately, he did snipe our twin, so we're going to have to use our snitch to grab the other twin from the deck. It's a bit unfortunate, but what can you do? We're going to summon out the pink evil twin, which will resummon blue from graveyard. Blue plus pink gives you the blue. Blue then is going to resummon pink from graveyard. We're going to get to draw a card off of that effect as well. We're going to activate Secret Password to grab another snitch. We're just milling out the deck a little bit here. We're going to swing in, take out the Apollousa, swing for 1100 as well to the face. And then we're going to link summon into the Unchained Abomination. Would you do this in every circumstance? Probably not, but I did want to get rid of that Numeron network. Now he's very limited in what he can draw into to continue his plays. We do have Ash, so we can stop a single search, but he just tributes us for a Kaiju. Because it's only 2700, he can take that out with his Cyframe Lord Omega. Cyframe Lord's going to snipe the Effect Veiler from our hand, and he's going to pass over to us. But again, we don't care. We've just got 1 card combos for days here. We're going to activate Snitch to grab an Extender, and then we're just going to get playing as if nothing even happened. Summon out our live twin to grab another from deck, specialty Extender. We're going to go into the Link Disciple play this time. So summon Link Disciple, summon Link Devotee. Very simple combo. Disciple tributes Devotee. Devotee will draw 2 cards. We do have live twin home in the deck, but it's a bit garbage, I'll be honest. We're going to grab 2 tokens from the deck. We're going to use those 2 to go into Mask Arena. Then we summon out the blue twin. Blue twin will resummon from the graveyard the pink twin, so we get to draw an additional card. And we're also set up for next turn to go into our, destroy 1 quick link play. Going to get some damage across board here just to bring him down as low as we possibly can. So our board is set up and we're looking real nice. He gets his Cyframe Lord Omega here, and unfortunately, he has Lava Golem. This guy's just got everything. He Kaijus us, he Numeron networks, he Cyframes, he Lava Golems, he's got everything. He's even got Twin Twisters. Now, luckily, he didn't have the Numeron network. This puts him in a rough spot. So Twin Twister's going to wipe out Cult by the Grave. We're going to just chain up to banish anything from the grave at this stage, and it's going to wipe out one of our snitches. We honestly don't really care too much about that. We're going to resummon out our pink evil twin here. We're going to draw 1. He's going to take out the pink twin, which was the correct play. We're going to reduce him by the amount of damage that we taken from that battle. He's going to snipe a Pot of Desires from our hand by using his Flame Lord Omega, but look at his life points. We've weakened him too much to the point where he can't stand up to us. We eat 1,000 damage, but we don't care. We're going to resummon the pink twin just for a bit of BM. Pink twin is going to grab an extender. We're just going to swing for game. So a lot of back and forth in that game, and it really shows off the resilience of this deck. This is part of why I'm really taking a shine to this deck, is it just bounces back so well, constantly recycles its resources back, and it just, again, it's just 1 card combo city here. So yeah, fantastic deck. I'm really starting to like this. I feel like there's definitely a higher skill ceiling to this deck than what I've tapped into with this more primitive version of it, so I will be looking more into refining this deck even further down. But yes, this is a good demonstration of how the power of this particular version of it still comes out in matchups like this. But yeah, that does it for the gameplay. We're going to get into a detailed deck breakdown now of the sort of core combos on our card choices then. So let's get into the deck profile. Alright, so getting into the deck profile, I'm going to throw out a quick disclaimer here. I haven't been playing this deck for very long. I have absolutely no doubt that there are better ways of playing it. I've tested out quite a few different ways. Again, I haven't been playing it for long, but I've a good number of hours of testing at least behind it. This so far seems to be one of the most consistent versions that I've played. Very strong while maintaining a lot of room for hand traps. But what does the actual deck look like whenever you're building it? So we're going to strip away all of the unnecessary nonsense. We're going to play strictly what is absolutely necessary for the deck to function. So let's have a look. We'll get rid of all of this. This is it. This is the live twins. Everything on top of this is gravy. It is flavoring. If you want to play more of these guys, by all means. I was playing free of each at one point. I didn't have any problems with it. I thought it was fine. You want to step up your numbers on those guys, that's fine. But this is what I would consider to be the bare bones. This is the Live Twin deck. There's 15 cards. What you do on top of these 15 cards is entirely your business. What did we do on top of those 15 cards? So I like being able to extend. I like being able to increase the ceiling of my deck, increase the level of power that it can hit. So what do? We add in more extension. We use Parallel Exceed, and we use the Fusion Destiny engine that allows us to consistently, or at least somewhat consistently, put DPE on the field as well as the rest of our play, which is very, very powerful. We'll cover off the combos in a minute. This is the core then of how I was running it. So what am I running for tech cards? I want to run as many blowout going second cards as possible. We're already decently strong going first, as most decks are, but we do struggle a lot with interruption. So if we're going second, we really need to blow our opponent's backs out, and we're going to do it using these cards. They break boards like there's no tomorrow. Definitely an ideal lineup of cards. What do you do if you're going first? Well, you still struggle with interruption. So we're running Cross-Out Designator, we're running Call by the Grave, and what are we running as cross-out targets? We're running Empire, we're running Ash, and we're running one other card that I took out, Pot of Desires. So Pot of Desires, because you're playing a load of tech cards, is very, very strong. You just draw into your combo pieces, it's great. But yeah, that was the theory behind the construction of the deck. Really, really straightforward and simple, as you can probably tell. So not all of these choices are necessary, but now you know where I was coming from. So how does the deck play? You basically have two combos you can do. One combo is if you have one of your Live Twins plus any extender, your extenders being one of your other smaller Live Twins or your Parallel Exceed, which your Password and Snitch can all search for. And your other combo is if you just have one of the Live Twins. So combo number one, if you have one of the Live Twins plus a Live Twin extender or the Parallel Exceed, you would summon your Live Twin. It will summon another from the deck. If you have one of these guys here, you special summon it too. So there's your field out, there's your extenders. You then go into Link Disable and Link Devotee, as we displayed before. Link Disable tributes Link Devotee. You grab 2 tokens. Those 2 tokens make Masquerena. Masquerena is vital for this setup. Then your Disable and your leftover monster will go into your Evil Twin, whichever one you have left over. So if you have the pink extender on the field, you summon the pink twin. Blue extender on the field, you summon the blue twin. Whichever one you summon will summon the opposite color from the graveyard. So if you summon pink, you grab blue. If you summon blue, you grab pink. It just grabs the opposite. They all just grab the opposite. You then use those 2 to go into the link summon of the one you haven't summoned yet. If you're now ending on a pink with a blue in the graveyard, fantastic. It doesn't really matter which way is which because of the Masquerena. The Masquerena facilitates it. So now that you have one in the graveyard and one in the field, you're set, you're good to go. You can draw one, pop one, and quick link into any of your link 4s on your opponent's turn. Amazingly powerful sort of combo play. So yeah, that's the core combo to play out. It's super simple, honestly. Once you pick it up and do it once, it makes so much sense. And you saw it in the gameplay as well a couple of times, so super straightforward. What's the play if you don't have an extender? Well, you're just going to summon your Live Twin, grab another one from the deck, use those 2 to go into one of your Evil Twins, whichever one you want, usually the pink one. The pink twin will grab the blue twin from the graveyard, pink and blue will make your blue. Blue will grab the pink Evil Twin from the graveyard, so you get to draw one, and then you use the pink twin and the blue twin for your another pink twin. The reason you're doing that is so the blue one is in the graveyard, so you can resummon it to pop in your opponent's turn. So you're still setting up interruption, you're still drawing a couple of cards, and because you don't have an extender, well, what else is going to be in your hand? Well, you're going to have hand traps, you're going to have interruption. So even, yes, you don't have an extender, but something else has to take its place. You're going to have cards to play, maybe even a Fusion Destiny. So yeah, still very, very powerful. The combo with Parallel Exceed is just slightly different. Instead of going into your Link Devotee play, if you have your Live Twin and your Parallel Exceed, you would summon your Live Twin, grab another Live Twin from deck. You would use those 2 for Predaplant Verte Anaconda. When Verte Anaconda is summoned, you grab Parallel Exceed from the hand, it'll summon itself, it'll summon another Parallel Exceed from the deck. Those 2 go in the Masquerena, and then you simply use Predaplant Verte Anaconda to summon DPE. At that stage, you're going to have one of your Link 4s and the DPE, just as powerful as the first combo in my opinion. But yeah, I know that's a lot of me talking, but honestly, once you pick the deck up, it is super straightforward to at least grasp this basic level of play. And the ceiling for this deck seems pretty high. I dare say people could step it up way higher than even I have. So if you do pick the deck up and you have suggestions for me, better ways of playing it, cards to include, by all means, leave your suggestions down below or join the Discord and contact me directly to forward me your deck list and we can have a discussion about it, get a game going, and we could even do some testing. So that's pretty much all I have to say on the deck. The extra deck is all pretty self-explanatory. We talked about most of it. Unchained Abomination and the Crusadia are your main boss monsters. Access code for follow-up. It's busted. But yeah, that's all I have to say on the deck. So I will see you all in the next one.